Hey, how are you doing? My name is Zach Owens. I'm the CEO and IT Tech at Zakotech. We're here getting ready to go back into the second part of this Wuhan talk about getting analytical with the Wuhan virus, part two, where I continue to show my viewpoint on this subject. So let's get to it!
Zakotech.
When you do the ratio of how many people got died versus how many people died versus how many people got it, that was like 1 to 700, maybe 1 to 800. So somewhere in that ballpark. And then when at the time I think there was only like 100,000 or 110,000 people. So this is actually probably been a couple weeks ago that had died. And when I did the ratio there of how many people had been tested and had it, and how many people that had it had died, it was about 3 to 4% of the people. Now, granted, that's skewed. Now, that's not just like okay, because what I mean by that is essentially the majority of people were older and everything. So, say, well, kids under 10 didn't get it or didn't die from it. 10, 10 to 20 seemed to maybe very little likelihood of it, like 1% or something like that, and then that trend went all the way up to about in the 40s where I'm in. So I'm about I think I'm about 0.4%. So again, I'm not so much worried about my health. So when I wear this mask and the stuff that I showed in there, it's not so much for my health. I mean, well, yes, I don't want to get sick, and I don't want to. I'm not. I mean, I've wore this stuff. People laughed at me, especially early on, and it wasn't so much that I was frightened, like, oh my goodness, I don't want to die, which I don't think anybody does. But I wasn't worried that I was going to die, but I was more worried for my relatives, cousins, older cousins, older parent-in-laws, people that are older and more susceptible, more likely to have issues with this. And so I was trying to make awareness since I went on deliveries, so that way people would say, hey, if I wear this, it might not affect me, but say, here's the thing, if I had it and I spread it to somebody else, and that somehow got to somebody else that was elderly, that could have killed them. And then, in any case, so that's why I mainly wear this. So, I mean, I hear people say, well, if he's going to get it, he's going to get it, and that's true. If I'm going to get it, whether I have a mask or not, maybe I'm even more likely if I wear a mask when it's really dirty. But I try to do the alcohol, and then when I wash it, I kind of let it sit overnight, and sometimes I even put over the defrogger in my car, and the way it works, sometimes if it's still wet, and it gets it real dry real fast. But the point being is, I'm trying to do this to hopefully get other people to do this, so that way, if everybody wore a mask, then like say, you don't know if you have it, I don't know if I have it. I might have had a very mild case, and not know it. Point being is, there was a person I delivered to, and they worked at a hospital, and they said the hospital was fine stocked and everything. But in any case, the point being, he said he was not allowed to, or something like he wasn't allowed to wear it, or he said it wasn't appropriate they wear it because for what kind of message it was sending. Well, first off, if you're in a hospital, and I don't think he was a doctor or nurse or anything like that, but whatever he did there, if it wasn't appropriate, I mean, you're at a hospital, you're trying to, what if he helped somebody and he had it, and he didn't know he had it, and he spread it to somebody else. I mean, I don't understand that. The playing devil's advocate here, the only thing right now I can think of is they don't want somebody to be wearing that, so that way somebody might think that I don't want to go to the hospital because everybody's sick there, and I see everybody with a mask on, and so I'm not going to go to the hospital, I'm going to stay at home. So that might be the devil's advocate why the higher up might not want to show everybody's wearing masks, even the non-doctors, because they don't want to scare people from going to the hospital, thinking if they didn't have it and they go and test, they would have it. So there might be some of that rationale. But I'm thinking, but here's the bigger thing, if you communicate, if you say, hey, everybody across the board is going to be wearing these masks, we're not having service shortage, or because apparently they weren't, or they're not, I don't know, and this particular hospital wasn't having a big shortage or something like that, but they want to try to. It's almost like a miniature China. It's like we don't want to show anything bad, but if you let people know, say, hey, these people aren't sick, but they don't know if they're not sick, and they just do that, then people will like go there and say, oh, they don't know they're sick. If everybody would just tell the truth, I know there's some psychological things. That's the reason why everybody bought up all the toilet paper, and now nobody's going to need toilet paper for a year and a half. But I mean, there's things like also another thing. And I'll wrap this up. One more thing, where as a positive here, there was this one doctor that was listening to Mark Levin or something like that. He was interviewing him, and in any case. Maybe it's but in any case, the point being is about the coronavirus. It's like initially the coronavirus goes up here, and the virus, from what I've also researched too, verifying this, is they don't want to kill the host, which will be the host. They want them to live. So basically, they'll evolve in a sense before when it passes on its genetic traits or replicates to somebody else, to where it's less deadly. So at first, it kills a lot of people, early on, but then as it progresses through the season, it slowly it mitigates. It's like, okay, we can't be this strong, or however the virus does that. So it becomes less severe. So for the same amount of conditions early on, if it was able to do a do-over, say if it didn't, say it killed somebody, and say if you were able to go back in time and affect that one person that died from that first strain of Wuhan coronavirus with a 3-month later or 2-month later coronavirus, and if you're somehow pulling back in time or do some kind of quantum mechanics stuff like here, do that and give him the newer version, he would be more likely to survive, because that would be less. It would have changed somehow. I'm not exactly. I'm technical. I try to understand all these things, but chemistry. And biology. I'm not really for certain on that. But in any case, but like I said earlier, hopefully you guys have a good day. Hopefully that lasts a little bit, give you a little bit of uptick, optimism, and if you don't mind liking, subscribing, I would appreciate it. And so would everybody else if they learn about some of the things that I say. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you don't mind, to also like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get some more of my instantaneous videos. They'll happen in 1 year. Thank you.
Zakotech.